As we head into the cooler months, are we also going to start seeing the housing market start cooling off? Hey guys, my name is Mac Rogers. I'm a real estate broker here in Castro Valley, California, in the East Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area. Welcome to the channel. Most experts are forecasting that the coming months, real estate might be cooling off just a little bit. The expectations are for it to come back to a more normal market in the fall. The anticipation is that more homes will come on the market, helping to slow down the huge price gains that we've had. I am seeing this currently with the markets that I work in. There is definitely a slight uptick in inventory. Now, one caveat that I want to share with you. These forecasts were made prior to the Delta variant that we're seeing. I wouldn't be surprised if this was revised once again and all the sellers starts having second thoughts on putting their homes on the market. But even the likelihood of more inventory, the market will remain still slightly competitive for most home buyers. As one expert puts it, and I'm paraphrasing here, there's still a lot of buyers out there with lots of cash that are still looking for homes. And those buyers need to find a home before we see an improvement. So even with the cooling off that is being forecasted, it doesn't mean that home prices will go down. The national median hit an all-time high of $385,000 the week ending August 14. And if you look at the data, prices have increased 8.6% year over year that week. Now, the silver lining is that this is significantly less than the 17.2% annual rate in April. Going forward, the forecast is a more modest 5 to 6%. This slight shift in the market will probably be a welcome sight, if you will, to most home buyers because the result of this added inventory, even if it doesn't fully meet the demand, it could mean that the buyers will have more time to think about their purchase, possibly even having a little bit of selection. Also possible, bidding wars are or won't be as fierce, and more importantly to me, when I represent buyers, they're not forced to remove contingencies up front. I mean, I tell you, making offers on a property with inspection, loan, and appraisal contingencies removed or waived up front, it's very stressful, especially for those buyers that's still needing to get a loan or financing. Again, as more homes go up for sale in the second half of the year, this influx won't be nearly enough to meet demand. And this is why we still have record prices, and also why the forecast is for housing to still go up. But again, on the bright side, it may start to help alleviate the rapid price appreciation that we've had. That's also the unfortunate thing for most buyers, as the reality is that demand is still outpacing supply. If you follow the channel, you know I reported in June there were 2.6 months of housing inventory for sale according to the National Association of Realtors. It's a slight improvement from the previous month of 2.5 months, and definitely a big improvement from 1.9 months in January. For context, a balanced real estate market has between 5 and 6 months of homes for sale. What this means is that it would take 5 to 6 months to sell all the inventory of homes. For sure, right now, that gap between supply and demand is narrowing, but there is still a big gap. It's like going from here to here. The need not only for cheap and affordable housing, but there's also a need for affordable rentals. We need all of them to balance this market. Because of this coronavirus and everything related to it, our whole home buying season has been pushed around or have shifted a bit, which could translate into a busier fall and winter season. The normal cycle is that usually around fall, the market slows down, but it might be busier than usual this time around. Like I said, this pandemic put us all off balance and off schedule, if you will. Another reason for this increase in activity is that more and more people are getting vaccinated and feeling comfortable going out or letting people in their homes, or even having open houses. But again, this Delta variant could change all of that. There are a lot of frustrated home buyers and priced out buyers out there right now. And if you add to this the millennials that are wanting to buy their own home, this is why demand is likely to stay strong. Another thing pushing or bringing in more buyers into the market is the fact that rents keep going up. As rents keep getting higher, more and more people are realizing that it's cheaper to buy than to continue to rent a home. Then we have record low mortgage rates. You also get FOMO effect, fear of missing out. Here's the thing with mortgage rates. For the last 12 or 24 months, we've been told that it will go up. And I suppose it will, and there have been a couple of instances that it went up a bit, but it has stayed pretty low for a while now. I suppose when the Feds hit the brakes on inflation, we might actually really see rates increasing. If that happens, it definitely will make housing more expensive and it could result in price reductions. Now here's the thing. I've been talking about the national real estate market, but you have to remember that real estate is very local. That means that what happens in one state, one city, or even one neighborhood, they won't likely be the same. While you might see deals in areas that could get affected by this so-called mortgage forbearance ending, I don't think it will happen in the markets that are highly desirable and higher end neighborhoods. Markets like we have here in the Bay Area or in California in general, I don't believe that we will see deals coming through because of the forbearance or an uptick in inventory. But even then, there are certainly places around the Bay that I can see getting affected. Mainly cities and towns that are 1.5 hours to 2 hours away from the immediate Bay Area. Think bedroom communities like the Delta region or the Tracy area and beyond, or Fairfield, Vacaville area. In the south, past Morgan Hill and Gilroy. And when I say affected, I don't mean a full-blown crash, but rather a return to normal, if you will. Buyer psychology is also changing. In general, and to some extent, I see this with my current clients, buyers are less willing to pay way over asking and then waive all the contingencies up front. Now, mind you, there are still aggressive buyers out there. You're still going to get those one-off homes that everyone absolutely just love and will go several thousand or even 100,000 over asking. But it's getting less and less frequent. When this pandemic started, the reaction to this whole work from home phenomenon and wanting more space was for me severely overblown. I mean, I get it. It's nice to have a bigger home and all that comes with it, but there were a lot of people that took this to the extreme. Moving an hour away from your place of work, or even maybe an hour and a half, to me that's still acceptable. But some people moved away out there where commuting was not even an option. Some people even bought second homes. They bought second homes because they thought that there was going to be more time to spend there and work from home. Those are extreme, and when you have a lot of those people in those areas, that eventually will change, and we have started seeing it. Companies are asking their workers to come back. So that type of demand is definitely dying down. Also, what's happening right now is that buyers, or many first-time buyers, can no longer afford to pay those exorbitant overbid prices and also waive appraisals. So this will also heavily contribute to the type of market that we are going to see moving forward. Then the kind of unknown, if you will, really is how this Delta variant would affect home sellers and home buyers. People are starting to worry about losing their jobs or just job stability in general, and also health concerns are number one again. This is probably one of the reasons that mortgage applications recently dropped to 18.7% year over year in the week ending August 13. That's the most recent Mortgage Bankers Association data. So we're definitely not going to see the pandemic type of market we experience moving forward. A more measured approach, if you will, is what we see moving forward. In terms of foreclosures or short sales or just generally distressed sales, we most likely won't see that happening in the broader market. If it does happen, I don't see it happening here in California or in the Bay Area. Certainly in places where there's lots of mortgages that are more heavily geared towards FHA buyers, and also places where the economy could take a severe beating again, those places might have some foreclosure issues. But if you're anticipating something like the last mortgage meltdown, it won't be happening. I've gone over this on my other videos, so I won't spend too much time on this one. Basically, there's a lot of equity in homes right now, and this is one of the big reasons why homeowners won't just walk away from their homes. Also, given the fact that the government has no appetite for another mortgage meltdown, there's a push from a lot of banks to try to really help out homeowners this time around. I saw this quote from an economics professor from the University of San Diego. His name was Norm Miller. He says this: the middle class and the upper income groups won't even notice the wave of foreclosures because it won't be in their neighborhoods. That indeed is the reality. The ones on the lower end of the income spectrum and don't have a lot of equity will likely be the one that's most affected. But even in those cases or situations, it still won't significantly affect those markets, mainly because there's still a lot of first-time home buyers and investors that are looking for those type of houses. So the bottom line is the forecast is for a little cooling off, but it's like going from 90 miles an hour on the freeway and then slowing down to the legal speed limit of 65 miles per hour. That's our general direction right now, a normal market. Hey, if you like this video, please do this. And also, I appreciate it if you could. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on my next video, or if you're a local, at one of my open houses. Have a great day.